Anyway, so I'm gonna flat iron my hair and talk to you about how I feel about this concealer, okay? Everybody, Bordeaux Rose here. I am here. Let me fix my stuff in my chair. Anyway, how you guys doing today? I am here to talk to you guys about the new Colourpop concealers. I'm looking dusty, crusty, and ashy. I got my pimple cream on here, honey, because anytime I have anything healing or anything that comes out, I always try to make sure that I put a little bit of pimple cream before I do my makeup, okay? Anyway, listen, Colourpop came out with a new concealer, a new formula. They already have, which I use faithfully. It will be one of the only, I even still have some of the old packaging. This is the old packaging. Hold on. Let me use my YouTuber hand. This is the old packaging of Colourpop. Now they use this frosted packaging, and this is for the matte. And I see why they changed the packaging now. This is for the matte concealer that they offer, full coverage matte formula, okay? This now is the, I guess the one that will be for dry skin. I'm just gonna assume that, but it's a more creamy formula. It's not matte and it's full coverage as well though. So I was like, whoa, my favorite concealer has a sister. We gotta check her out, make sure she good. So I knew that this was gonna be for maybe more geared to dry skin, but the one thing that we have to always remember about people like us that's very oily is that at the end of the day, you still have to moisturize. So a product that is geared more to dry skin is maybe not such a bad thing for oily skin as well. Also, underneath your eyes, I don't know if you know this, but you don't have like pores like you do on the rest of your face. So your under eye always will be drier than the rest of your face, even if you're super oily, okay? So especially if you're like me that like bakes and put a little powder under there, this could be something that actually adds a nice protective creamy you know, moisturizing layer underneath your powder. And that's the mind frame that I had when I went to purchase this item. So I'm just gonna read a little bit about what the claims are for this concealer. And I paid $9 each for it, which I don't understand why it's more expensive than the matte formula. So this formula is only $6. This formula is $9. Now I use different colors, and I'm going to show you why I use different colors, and I suggest everybody have a few different colors of concealer if you're going to do a full face of makeup anyway, okay? And you want to be a little extra sometimes. Like me. The Hyaluronic Concealer, it's by Colourpop. It's $9 and it just says pretty face. On the bottle it says pretty fresh. Let me show you. It says pretty fresh. It has that pink, it's cruelty free, has the bunny there, has that like peachy pink top on it. I like it. I think it's cute. I honestly and truthfully prefer this packaging. I'm gonna tell you why in a minute, okay? But so far the claims are, it says creamy cushiony concealer with a full coverage and fresh natural finish that lasts all day, super blendable and loaded with skin loving hyaluronic acid, aka HA, and coconut water, oil free, dermatology tested, and ideal for all skin types. Alright, so it's creamy full coverage concealer with a cushiony feel. That is true. When I put it on, it feels nice and just moisturizing. I don't know if I'm going to use the word cushy, but very creamy. I'm going to put it on and then I'm going to tell you how it performs, because I wore this all night to go out. I'm going to insert a picture here. And I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it, okay? but there's a lot of shades. Look at that. There's a lot of shades. Now, if you're my complexion, which I am in the Too Faced color Born This Way Chai, I am in the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, I am Sienna, in the Urban Decay Stay Naked, which I love this foundation, 70 WR. It could run a little warm on me, but it works. So that is my color. MAC, I don't really know because I don't wear MAC like that, but I want to say I'm like a NC 50-ish. I used to think I was in the NW45 because they put everybody in NW45, but I'm not. I'm a little darker than that. But I think I'm an NC 50. Let's get into it. So the first things first is the reason that I have multiple colors of concealers. Here I even have 3, sis, okay? And I would have bought 3 for this, but I wasn't sure if these colors were going to work because of course I'm color matching online. But excuse my voice, I've been out all weekend and I'm exhausted, okay? All right, so now the 2 colors that I got was dark 185W. I'm gonna flash it on the screen for a little bit. The next color that I got is dark 180N, and I use, this is the 185W. I use this one to highlight, okay? And it's a normal everyday highlight, not anything too bright, okay? Normal everyday, just lifts my under eye just a little bit. You're gonna see. The color that I use to like conceal my blemishes is the dark 180N. That's the one that I use for my blemishes, for my complexion. All right, let's get started. Again, this is the dark 180N, and I use this color for my imperfections. Let me show you how I conceal them. I just make sure that I go right here a little bit, because remember, later you're gonna go under your eyes anyway. But I like this color because to me it has like a little red undertone or orange a little bit that kind of cancels out the dark spots, on top of the fact that it kind of matches my complexion, you know? So I go over that little nose thing. If you got bad allergies, you might have that little nose thing. And I just go like that, just really lightly, and that's it. I don't cancel all of them out, just the ones that are, in my opinion, major. Then I just let it dry just a little bit. Let me put a little bit right here. Okay, all right, let it dry just a tiny little bit. The first things first, you get a good amount. I love the doe foot. You get a good amount of product on this. You really don't need to dunk it too many times. It's really, really good. Okay, all right, so I take my finger after I feel like it dried just a little bit, and I just tap it out. I do not use a sponge. And I just kind of spread it a little bit. Here, I don't mind if I don't cover all the white from the pimple cream, but I do. I try to anyway. It really concealed really well, canceled out some of that darkness all over, even my under eyes. I feel now that I have a blank canvas to work with. So the next thing that I do, and I'm gonna speed this part up, but I go in with my foundation, and today I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Stay Naked. Again, this color is 70 WR. So I am gonna skip this part because you don't need to see me apply no foundation, girl. You've seen it several times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I have applied my foundation. Like as you can see, I have a blank canvas. You can barely see any of my imperfections or anything, and that's why I like if you're the type of person that doesn't like to wear like a bunch of eyeshadow and all this stuff, that's all you have to do is this. I did my brows before I turned on the camera, but all you have to do is get a concealer, the complexion of your skin, put it on there, dot your you know, let it dry a little bit, and then dab out the concealer, blend it out with your fingers, and then put your foundation on, and you don't even have to worry about, you know, oh my god, then now I gotta go on one under my eyes. No, I've already made my under eyes a blank canvas. You could just put a little powder just to set under there and go about your business. You don't need to lift your under eyes with another concealer. You don't have to do that if this is what you like. But I'm extra. Who gonna check me? Well, now we're gonna go in with the color Dark 180W. Okay, and we are going to apply this to the under eye. I still let this dry down a little bit. I call it the Jackiana dry down because that's where I learned how to dry down my concealer before I blend it out. Okay, I'm sure other people are doing it, but that's where I learned it. So now these days lately, I have not been really doing like the big triangle of concealer. I used to do a big thing of concealer there. The only time I do that is if I'm going out and I'm trying to be snatched, okay? But today we're going for a little bit more of a casual look, nothing too dramatic. So I'm just putting a little bit, and sometimes I even put less, okay? And I just put a little bit. See how I didn't even go back into the concealer? I didn't need to. There was so much on the wand. Now, just a little bit. I'm gonna dip in just a little bit because I want a little bit more here. All right, so now we're gonna allow that to dry.
The reviews on this thing is amazing, amazing. I mean, it has all 5 stars right now. At this moment, all 5 stars. So, alright. So, we're done. I'm gonna
Go ahead and first, before I blend it out, I get my powder ready. And today I'm using the, let me dust it off so y'all don't be judging me, the Wet n Wild, it's still dusty, Wet n Wild Photo Focus Banana Powder. And that is the powder that I was wearing in that video. I mean, in that picture that I flashed on the screen. As you can see, there's no flashback. I love it. Ooh, it's time for a new baby. I still got quite a bit in there though. I might have to pop this top off. But I don't use a lot anymore under my eyes, but I do still break my under eyes. Don't get it twisted.
So now I'm gonna blend it out. I love how just natural it looks. This color just looks like a natural, almost really close to my complexion. I just love how it blends out. It's like one tiny shade higher, lighter, I should say, not higher, but lighter than my complexion. And that's what I go for during the day, nothing too dramatic. I go for the drama at night. So now I have to go back on the website and find my nighttime snatch delicious concealer color. Okay. Look how nice. Look how nice that looks.
And then the powder just melts right in. I don't know what it is, but I tried to buy concealer from so many different companies and it just does not work for me the way Colourpop's concealer works. I don't know what it is. All right, so now that you see it applied, look at that with the powder. This has a little bit more powder than it should, but I just really like how that looks. Very, very snatched. Now I'm gonna go in, finish the rest of my makeup, and I'm gonna come back and tell you how I feel about this concealer. Now, listen, makeup is done. I went for like a neutral, glowy, natural look today. The lashes are very, very natural, nothing too over the top because of what I'm doing today. I wanted to keep it very, very okay. But anyway, so I'm gonna flat iron my hair and talk to you about how I feel about this concealer, okay? First things first, the concealer goes on beautifully, as you saw. As you saw in the pic, I'm gonna put it back up again here. Now, as you saw in the picture, it looked beautiful. It wasn't, you know, creasy or anything. When I tell you, this freaking concealer lasted me all day long. All day long. All day long. I'm talking about, I was sweaty. We went to 2 different clubs and everything, and it still lasts me all day long. All night long, I should say. With that being said, I really don't have any complaints about this concealer. The only one thing that I will say about this concealer is I don't like the packaging. I don't like how it looks. Let me see how many ounces that's in here. Shucks. Oh, 0.3. It looks like 0.30 ounces, but in the one that I use the most, the matte formula, I should say, it's 0.176 ounces. Okay, so I see why the price is so different. But I'm gonna tell you, I don't like the applicator. I don't like it. To me, it's really cheapish. It don't feel anything better than the other one. But the biggest issue that I have is this. When you go to pull it out, it, like, I guess they made the hole here. Hold on. I guess they made the hole there smaller. So when you pull it off, it's like maybe they trying to scrape off the excess. Like, now it's fine. Or maybe it's the other one. Yeah. I don't like that. And it happened to me with the other one too. But now for some reason it's working just fine. The other one, it gets stuck a little bit. But I don't like that because when you pull it out, you kind of get a little tiny splash on your shirt. And that's the only, honest and truthfully speaking, the only complaint that I have. Now that I looked at, you know, how much is in the bottle, I'm kind of happy about the price. $9 for just about double the quantity. That works for me. I like it. So I ain't mad no more about the price, okay? I'm not mad anymore about the price. The price is lovely for me. But I love the way it holds up. It holds up all day long. I'm a little bit creasy under here because when I went to do this, I don't know if you saw that, but I just took my sponge and I didn't really make sure that the creases were gone before I added my powder. So I'm a tiny bit creasy under there, but that is not because of the concealer. It is my error and I'm sorry. But I love this concealer. I only use Colourpop concealers. That is it. I've tried to use other ones and for some reason they just don't work well. I didn't show you guys the boxes. Here is the box that it comes in. So pretty, very minimal. The color is on the back of each box. So like if you were in Ulta or somewhere, you can kind of see the color without having to open it, which is amazing. I wish Juvia's Place did that with her packaging for her foundation, but she didn't. So you have to like squeeze and make sure they have a tester available. And you know, like it says dermatology tested, oil-free, gluten-free. Nah, I didn't know that. Paraben-free, ideal for all skin types. And I agree. I think if you have oily skin, you don't have to use the matte concealer. You can go in with this one and you'll be fine. Your face is gonna be fine. It's not gonna be oily under your eyes. Like I said before, you have to remember that, you know, oily skin is just the perimeter, like the